You're making me want to cook it now, Ieva told me as she explained what buckwheat was and why it's so popular with Ukrainians. In my family we eat lots, and when there's a shortage of food, I don't care about other things. I only care about buckwheat. I could eat it for breakfast, lunch or dinner. I'd met 18-year-old Ieva at the Dignity Centre in Moldova's capital city, Chisinau. Every Friday afternoon after school, she goes to the centre to work as a volunteer and translator, helping give food and sanitary products to Ukrainian refugees. Many people feel bad taking free food, she told me, but they have to choose wisely and decide what money to hold back for other things, so they take food when they can. Buckwheat is so popular it's rationed to a maximum of 2 bags per family. When the war first started, 400,000 refugees came to Moldova, which only has a population of 2.5 million. It currently has the highest refugee rate per capita in Europe, and although many have now moved on, there are still 100,000 refugees. It's earned its reputation for being a small country with a big heart. The fact that Moldova has stepped up and helped Ukraine is very nice, Ieva says. I wasn't expecting my people to be so nice. We are not always like that with each other. It's a bit like the reputation villagers have in Moldova for giving you a very warm welcome and a glass of wine. Refugee Support Europe, a UK-run charity, distributes a ton of food and basic sanitary ware each week. About 1,200 people come to their centre and are allocated points according to the size of their family, and are then allowed to choose what they want from the shop. My grandfather is Ukrainian, so the war affects me, Ieva tells me. I can see what's happening on the news. I've seen the pictures and the horrors of it. I can't be neutral. I want to help. As a family, we donated food and clothes, and then I found the Dignity Centre project, and I realised this was a way to help Ukrainian refugees directly. At times, dozens of people queue on the street outside the centre, overlooked by the blue steeple of an Orthodox church on the hill, hidden behind a canopy of chestnut trees in bloom. It's the ordinariness of the people seeking help that's striking. Mums with little girls in their summer frocks and ponytails, boys in shorts and branded baseball caps, choosing their weekly groceries with care, but making the most of the free biscuits in the reception area. One family told me their city, Odessa, only 50 miles from the Moldovan border, had been bombed with aircraft at night. They had fled the next day. There was a deep sadness in their eyes, pain and fury. This is not the reason for the world to know about Ukraine in this terrible way, they told me. Many older people coming to the centre and asked for their documents hand over handwritten passports, some even with the hammer and sickle logo on the cover. It's just over 30 years since Moldovans, Russians and Ukrainians were all part of the Soviet Union. I don't like to make generalisations, but there is a divide between the generations, Ieva explains. My Moldovan grandmother supports the war. She realises it wrong, but she's attracted to the idea. She remembers the Soviet times as a good time when you were guaranteed work, given a place to live, cheap cinema tickets and a decent pension. It was relatively equal for everyone. Those grandparents on that side of my family think the whole war is staged and manipulated by the Ukrainian government. Maybe that support from the people of the old Soviet countries is what Putin was banking on when he invaded. Younger Moldovians, though, are turning towards Europe for a better life. Ieva has a Romanian passport and via her EU status has won a place at the Sorbonne University in Paris to study electronic engineering once she finishes her high school exams this summer. In her class of 23, albeit from a fee-paying school, everyone is leaving to study abroad. People in Moldova aren't paid enough and the cost of living here is very expensive, she explains. At the end of the day, a father and son come into the shop to choose what they need. As he leaves, the father puts one of his hands on his heart and said, "Kindness will save the world, not love, but kindness." Paused and then said, "Spasibo," thank you, or God bless you in Russian. He then turned and left the shop, clutching his bag of buckwheat and other supplies for the week.